What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Kyusha Limit. I'm Dougie B, and today we are working on the Wagon. I know a lot of you on the channel were sad I got rid of the 240. Don't worry, I got another one up there. Well, that's 280, but I have another 240 that's off-site that's gonna come over here. We still got the Kenmary to work on. Don't worry, we still got lots of cool cars. We also got the 510 Wagon that you guys saw in the last video. This is kind of a little interim project where I don't think we're gonna go too crazy with it. As I said, we got the stuff to do on the other cars, and a lot of it. We got a lot of work on this 280Z. We need to do triple carbs, clutch kit, etc. on the Kenmary. So this is just kind of an interim project. But for today, we're gonna slap some wheels on it. I alluded in the last episode that I got some 13-inch NK Apaches that are gonna look a lot better than these whatever these are. Fat fucks, I think they are. Not the nicest wheels. So we're gonna slap those on right now, and then we're gonna start working on the getting the fuel pump off the wire and actually relayed properly. And then from there, we're gonna start moving into the carb kit. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, what do you think? I think much better, obviously, than what's on there. 13's more suit this car. They actually fit really good. I mean, of course I'd like to see the car lower, but the rear is really hard to get much lower than this, just due to the fact that it's leaf spring in the back. So right now it's on blocks. You can do like a coil over with like a mono super flat spring, which will get you a bit lower, but 13's in general are pretty hard on these cars anyways. 14's would probably be preferential, but I happen to just have these, so just kind of makes sense to throw them on. But definitely better than what was on there. Let me know what you guys think. What's up, guys? Here we are in the 78 510 Wagon, and we're just taking it out for a little cruise today. Thought I'd bring you guys along. I'm probably just gonna throw this into one of the videos where we're working on it, doing a few different things. But yeah, let's go for a bomb. The exhaust, sorry, I had to readjust the camera there. The exhaust is still really bad on it, so it's pretty loud and not in a good way. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is, but we'll get that fixed up eventually. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you guys along, chat a little bit about the plans with the car, and also just kind of give you guys a bit of an update on the channel and what's going on. You know, I know I had a substantial amount of hate mail when people realized that I sold the red Z, but I just wanted to let everybody know, especially the Z passionate people that are watching the channel, that it's not the only Z I have. it was a great car. I loved it. I think it turned out really good, but I do got some stuff that you guys haven't seen that I will introduce to the channel, and I think it's better than that car. So the 510 Wagon is a little bit of a jot off to the side. I'm not going to go too hard on this car. We're going to do a couple little things to it. Right now, wheels are on. We're going to do some maintenance items. Pretty sure we're going to manual swap it, which is really easy on these cars, and just to show anybody else that maybe doesn't know how to, because this auto sucks. And yeah, and just get it running better. But I mean, it's a strong car, strong contender overall. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of a cleanup on the outside. I had a buddy mention to me that he thinks it would look really good polished, but still with a bit of patina and rust. So probably going to do that. And that's it. We're not going to go too crazy. I'm also kind of hoping to get a little bit of feedback from you guys as to what you would like to see. Do you like this wagon? Do you think it's cool? I think it's super rad. I'm really enjoying driving it around. It's one of the funnest cars I've driven around in a little while. It's very period correct looking, which I think is sweet. You don't see this A10 chassis very often on the road, really at all, even at car shows and stuff, because the previous gen is the one that's a lot more attractive, I guess, to everybody. And I agree, that previous gen is the nicer gen. Those are really expensive. But yeah, just tell me what you guys want to see. What do you want to see on the Z's? Do you like the formatting of the video? I'm trying to do a little mix of, in case you haven't figured it out, I'm trying to do a little mix of cinematic or like the odd little montage with like quite a bit of DIY. I don't just want to show you the car's done. I want to teach people that don't know how to work on cars like this or don't know how to do these things that they can do it too. And it's not that hard to DIY your own stuff. It's not going to be perfect, but you know what? It's going to be yours, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the format. Let me know what you'd like to see on the next videos, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Thanks for coming along for this ride, and in the rest of this video, I'll see a little bit more of the 510. Thought I'd give you guys also a little bit of the cockpit on this rig, and just some of the cool, I don't know, just super 70s, right? There's the slush box. And I'm pretty much driving it like a manual to keep it running. Doesn't like to idle. But yeah, guys, tell me your thoughts and opinions. The new wheels, for anybody, because I'm sure I'm gonna get comments. The new wheels are you'll see somewhere in this video are 13x8 -7 Enki Apaches. I do believe the tire size is like a 185/60 13 or something of that caliber. So yeah, you don't really find these wheels in sizes like that anymore. They're pretty rare, which is pretty cool. I think they really suit the car. 14s maybe would have been a little bit better, but I'm enjoying the ride on the sidewall with the bigger tire. And this car is just on cut springs in the front and blocks in the back, so it's not exactly like good suspension. I'm sure the front struts are blown too, so it rides, you know, so-so. But Alright guys, I wanted to talk about what got fixed in regards to the fuel pump wiring. It's not fully fixed at this point, but it's kind of fixed. I found out that the wire that whoever put the fuel pump in tapped into was actually the wiper relay underneath here. You would have saw in the time lapse. And what was happening actually is the mechanism in the wiper arm assembly was binding at its like full out point. And what's happening is that was like heating up the motor actually, and then overloading the relay, aka not allowing the fuel pump to turn on. So with ignition on. So I unbound the arms on the wipers, and everything works fine now, and it's back to where it's supposed to be without. I still have this wire in here just as a backup for now, but everything is working fine. Although I'm gonna obviously change that. It shouldn't be tied to a wiper circuit. I need a different source of ignition on. Brand new hose for the washers, squirters, because this was all like dry cracked and old and stuff. And in the process of trying to attach this to the tank and motor assembly, the nipple on the motor or pump broke, so I had to order a new one of those, so that's why that's not in there right now. But yeah, I just want to give you guys an update on where the, sorry, it's really windy out here. I just want to give you guys an update on what was going on with the fuel pump and how we got that going. So now we got to dive into some other stuff. Alright guys, we're going to get to working on trying to get this unit to run a little bit better. I actually had a guy comment on the last video, on the introduction video to this car, about how its poor idle is probably actually in relation to its EGR needing to be cleaned. So I don't really want to take everything off. I know lots of guys strip the EGR and all sorts of things off of these cars, but I kind of just want to keep it all OEM in that front. So yeah, we're gonna tear that apart right now. I'm a little down on light in the garage right now. I had one of my lights in series go out, and I'm just waiting on a replacement bulb. So unfortunately, I lose the lighting on the rest of the garage too. But yeah, we're gonna just scrap this in, do a little bit of a time lapse, taking that apart, and then we'll take a look at it on the bench and see what we can get cleaned out in it. So yeah, here we go. So got the air filter housing, etc. off, and a couple other things that were in the way, and just yeah, I started to dive into this system a little bit more, and doing a little bit more research versus attempting to maybe clean all of the components, because this is a bit of a newer car in the EGR world for Datsuns. It actually has quite a few things that it runs to, and I don't really feel like cleaning them all right now. So instead, we're going to try to just block the EGR, which should essentially trick the carburetor into not seeing that, and we should get it running better. Because what happens is when the car's cold, which aka EGR is not working or not on, it does seem to idle and run fine. And then once the car's warm and the EGR kicks in is when we're having issues. So if you look down here, I just placed a black cap. Let me see if I can get a decent shot for you. If you look right down there, that's the EGR backline into the carb, and I placed a black cap on that, and then I'm going to put a black cap on this as well. And essentially this runs all the way into here. Typically it would tee into a sensor on the side of the thermostat housing that would trigger the EGR on when the car is warm enough. And then it flows into a BPT valve, which I actually don't know what that does. Somebody can probably school me on that. And a few other components, obviously, on the exhaust manifold. So I know lots of guys completely delete this system and remove everything and put a manifold in that doesn't have an EGR. I don't have that manifold, and two, upon recommendation of some others, a lot of times you're better off just to leave the system intact so there's no other leaks anywhere else. We're not chasing leaks. And I got this little kit from up here in Canada. It's called Princess Auto, like Harbor Freight essentially. Can't recommend this enough. This is kind of nice to have just for blocking off things like that. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna put everything else back on and keep everything else looking intact. I still want my electric choke, etc., which is right here. And make sure that everything else is working and connected correctly. And then yeah, we're gonna take the car out for a rip and see if we made an improvement on it. So. Alright, so a little recap on the EGR delete. I don't think it worked. I plugged off both ends of the EGR, but the car's still running the same as it was before. So next up, I'm going to try to unplug the electric choke and see if that has something to do with it, and we're going to see if it runs any better with the electric choke unplugged. It's just a single wire over here that I've unplugged that goes to the electric choke, which is in the back of the carburetor. So yeah, we're going to try that next and see where we're at. Alright guys, well we're out getting a couple kind of nice shots of the 510 Wagon here, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of a rundown on the interior. I gave it a full clean, vacuumed it out, just wiped everything down. I scraped, there's some stuff on the inside, I scraped all the windows with the razor blade inside, outside, kind of clean it up, and yeah, man, the interior is mint on this thing. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a bit of a run through and show you what it looks like. And as you can see, like no rips in the seats. Just overall, it's really nice. I got some floor mats for it. Yeah, obviously the new wheels, which you guys will have seen me put on earlier in the video, looking pretty sick. And even check this out, guys. Like even the back is super nice. It's a bit of the headliner hanging down right here I gotta fix, but not bad. And then this is kind of, that's how the seat folds down, so you can see you get tons of room. Like you could legit sleep in this thing. And I'm about just under 6 feet tall, or about 6 feet tall, and you could pretty much sleep in it. So still got some stuff, gotta fix this light and the rest, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a walk around and show you what the interior looks like now that I kind of got it cleaned up. Soon to go. This will be a nice manual. AM radio still works. Clocks still works intermittently. Most Datsun clocks are like that. Yeah, guys, it's got the old Almighty car mods chopped. I threw that little touch on the wheels as well. And yeah, there's the Anki Apache. They're 13 by 7, no, 13 by 8 minus 7, sorry. I think they look really good to suit the car. Car's not super low, so they kind of fit good. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. The last video seemed to get a little bit of love from people, and I'm hoping you guys are excited to see this thing get swapped and stuff. If you're not, tell me, and we got lots of other cars we can work on, but so far I'm really digging it. Super fun to drive. Still even got the old manual antenna here. You can do it while you're driving. Pretty rad. There you have it. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna grab some more pictures and get a little bit of B-roll of this thing for the video, and yeah, that's gonna be a wrap.